Hey friends, welcome back. We are covering a little bit more of probate this week than we did last week. This week we're talking about like the 5 P's of getting your house ready, or your mom and dad's house ready, or whoever, auntie, grandparents, whatever, while you're in probate. And some of the things that can be a little overwhelming and kind of emotional, we're going to walk you through it. We've got a 5P process, and we're P's. So
yeah, Shabilsky, even though it doesn't sound like a P, it's Polish with a P. And just a reminder, we're talking about the real estate side of probate. Legal questions,
not us.
Your probate attorney.
Yeah.
House questions, that's where we come in.
And if you don't know it already, we have a form that we can send to you that if you are watching this in another state, you can get that form and we'll help connect you with if you need a probate attorney, if you need a realtor. So that is in the description below. Feel free to click that and we will be notified, and we can absolutely jump on a call and help you figure out what you need, where you need it, and when. That's always helpful.
I love it.
Yeah.
So what is the first P?
The first P, let me check my notes. Checks notes is people. Okay, so there's going to be either an executor or there's going to be a personal representative, PR, you might hear them called. And those are the people that will be the decision makers for the most part. Not the only people that we're dealing with, but the people that are going to decide who makes the decisions, right? It's not going to be just the 2 oldest or just the 2 that live in this state or whatever. It's who is decided by probate, and presumably, what was that? Oh, that was my earring. My earring just fell off.
Oh, and it's live. This is what we.
I don't know where the back of my earring went.
It's all right.
Yes, it's live. Anyway, so those are going to be the decision makers. So we don't want to waste time with like forming up teams early on. It's like who's on the paperwork, who gets to make decisions.
Yeah, no calling out of opinions from the cheap seats.
Yes. Yeah. So step 1 is we're going to need to confirm that. Usually there will be letters of testimony and or a trust that will specify who's doing what. If there's a trust, we're not in probate, but depending on what state you're in, whatever. But we're going to decide after that who makes the decisions. We're going to decide how we go and communicate. Are we going to get on an old-fashioned phone call every Thursday night at 6 o'clock? Are we going to jump on a Zoom call? There's going to be a group text. What are we doing? And that way, going forward, the people that are making the decisions with the people that have to make decisions are all involved in that process. And those people in the cheap seats,
well, they get to hear what's going on.
Yeah.
And if you skip the people step, that's why it's one of the main 5 P's.
Yeah.
And you don't have a probate plan, you have a group chat with potentially a lot of tension.
Yeah, that could be UGLY very, very quickly. As we've talked about, probate or death in general turns up the heat on all of the family dynamics, good and bad.
Yeah, whatever they're feeling, it's 10x.
Yes. And whatever you're feeling about your parents passing, assuming it's your parents, that also turns up that dynamic as well.
Relations with siblings.
Yeah. Well, all right. Second P is paperwork. So we're going to need a few things. We're going to need those letters of testimony, like I mentioned. We're going to need death certificates. We're going to need bills. I know, super sexy.
Well, and don't panic, because it's not like this volume of information that you're going to need to have. You know, there's going to be mortgage payoff information, insurance statuses, whether the utilities are paid up to date, any liens or anything that you think might be a surprise that would prevent us from moving forward with you.
And most of our parents are boomers, so they keep every last piece of paper known to man. They've got, remember your dad had like bank statements?
Well, my dad had file cabinets in the garage that went back to like
the 60s,
1960.
It was like, Dad, I think the statement was balanced. We got it, Pop. We got it.
Yeah.
So if you're Generation X, like we are, and most of our parents are boomers, Expect a lot of paperwork, but don't be overwhelmed. We just need a few key things, like what Dan said,
Right.
because that can get. Oh. Hey, by the way, go ahead.
Before we go any further,
Yeah.
I'm Dan. This is Angel. Shabilsky is the last name.
Yeah, starts with a P.
And we are the GenX Realtors in Charleston. And we would love to help you with anything real estate related.
Yes.
And we hope that this information that we're providing you with today is informative, helpful, kind of takes the pressure off of what you might be dealing with or potentially dealing with in the future.
And if you're listening on the podcast, thank you for being here. We love that you have decided to download this audio and listen to us talk about this. Again, same ways to reach out to us on the podcast as on the channel. 843-900-6869. Or you can shoot us, and that'll shoot us a text or a phone call, or you can book a VIP call and we can kind of walk through it. But either way, you're watching, listening, absorbing this information. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. And what is
number three?
Number three
is possessions. So this is where it gets a little emotional. Like we were talking about the volume being turned up and the heat being turned up on all of the dynamics, good and bad. But also, we're talking about, the dishes, which God love those boomers. They think we want every last cup that they ever drank out of and every last Mikasa set.
Glassware.
We don't.
At every yard sale.
We don't. We love you, but we don't want them all.
Scads of glassware.
But there might be somebody that wants them. Praise God. And, the tools that dad or pop or, uncle used, or, that just made me emotional. Hang on.
And there's categories of things that should have been 86th 20 years ago. Yeah.
So we help people navigate that without, destroying relationships, because
we don't want you fighting over the wagon wheel coffee table.
Facts. But here's the thing. So we do that. Everybody gets their opportunity to pick and decide what they know mom or dad said that they could get, right? Mm-hmm. Then we bring in the professionals. We're not bringing in the professionals and letting them be, the referee. Right. Even though that still happens sometimes. Sure. We are making sure that all of those conversations have already been had with y'all. And then we bring in California, we bring in Riley. Here in South Carolina, we have several companies that we can help you with, when the time comes. But in California, it's Riley Francis all day, every day.
Yeah. And I mean, the estate sale people are not the bad guys, okay? Because I've seen a lot of folks that are like, why can't I just sell it my darn self?
Yeah.
I've done yard sales and, I can organize things, but you have to understand that a person that runs an estate sale does it for a living. They have a network of people that are like hungry for other people's stuff.
Yes.
So they can get all those folks to show up on the day of the sale.
Yeah.
They're good at organizing. They're good at pricing. They know when to look up the value of something. You might be selling something thinking it's junk and it could be worth hundreds, thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So that's where they come in. So don't be mad at the fact that they're getting paid for the work that they're doing.
Yeah.
They're doing an essential job for you, and that return on investment is going to pay you in spades.
And I think a lot of times people, just a side story, people get worried. I'm like, well, who's going to pay for, the estate sale company? I, like, to Dan's point, I would rather do it. They could pay me. Okay. Now we've stepped back into family dynamics.
Right.
And now we've stepped into, like, he said, she said, and like, we're trying to help you and honor your family legacy on like getting proceeds so that everybody can get whatever it is that they're have coming to them, or they have coming to them, and move on. Because, if you're in probate, you've probably already had a few months of waiting until you get to this point anyway. Mm-hmm. So now let's execute, let's go. Right.
Well, and you don't want to burn out emotionally on yet another task. You know, let us find the people that can help facilitate this process to make it easier.
100%. And so they're going to help make that happen as quick as possible, as efficient as possible. Like, I mean, sometimes I would call Riley. This was in, Bakersfield, when in California. Like, I would call Riley and be like, hey, what are you doing in the next 2 weeks? She's like, girl, I need more than 2 weeks to prep that house.
Yeah.
So we have to check their schedules as well. So we have to make sure that we can get this done, like Dan said, efficiently and, cleanly, but yet not just throwing it together. Like my son and I went to, well, we thought it was an estate sale because it was an estate sale. By the time we got there, it felt like a yard sale because there was so much stuff and there was so many people there early, to Dan's point about like, they have a following, they have an email list, they have people that follow them on social and all that. Yeah. And there was so many people and so much stuff that like, there would be no way. In some aspects, it looked like they did get it up fast. In some aspects, it looks like they just didn't care enough. So you want to make sure that you've got enough time for the company to do what you're hiring them to do at whatever level. Dan made the point of like, well, maybe they just got the bargain basement, a booking, but also we don't want people to not feel like they took the time to try and get the most value out of mom and dad stuff. We want to make sure that they've got the time to investigate, like Dan said, like the pricing and this is a Haywood Wakefield. Oh, this is an XYZ. This is a fancy dresser from, 1942, whatever the case. Yep. We don't want to rush that. I know it's a Google search, but it still takes time. Yeah. Yep. Anyway. All right.
You know what time it is?
It's GenX Fun Fact time.
It is GenX Fun Fact time. Can you explain to them what we're doing here?
If you are new here, there's a season in every one of our videos, a segment in every one of our videos where Dan tries to stump me. We are Generation X. We have music, movies, video quotes, MTV, VJ commentary in our head playing 24/7. Yep. So he tries to stump me because we're both Gen X. He's 1969, I'm 1970. Gen X being 1965 to 1980. So we fall right in the middle. Growing up with TV trays and freaking, Oscar Mayer wiener and fried bologna sandwiches and listening to Madonna when we probably shouldn't have been, knowing all the words and watching inappropriate movies like Stripes.
It's not inappropriate.
Anyway,
comedy is.
Anyway, he tries to stump me, and he tried to get me before you, and the chances are pretty high that I'm going to get it first.
And I'm feeling like this one's going to be like an easy free throw shot.
All right. Oh, good. Am I going for three?
So this is a musician.
Okay.
And they decided to change their name.
Prince.
I told you.
I mean, come on.
Can I finish the sentence?
Okay. Yes.
They decided to change their name.
The symbol.
To a symbol.
It looked like a weird key, didn't it?
I think it had to do with the male and the female. The circle with the arrow and the.
Oh, he combined them.
Maybe.
Was he a trans before the trans? No, he wasn't doing that. He was very heterosexual.
Do you know why he even did that? Because everyone thought like he's just weird.
No, I don't know why, actually.
Okay. Well, I'm going to read it because I want to make sure I get it right.
Okay.
So he changed his name to a symbol on June 7th of 1993.
Is that his birthday?
No.
Oh.
It was a protest against his record label, Warner Brother Records.
Oh, shoot.
Because they were trying to control his creative output and his music rights. So he said, okay, well, I'll come up with a name that can't be said. And how are you going to promote that and market that?
Oh.
So then the nickname, the artist formerly known as Prince, came to be because the news outlets had to call him something and they couldn't call him this symbol. And then guess when he reverted it back to Prince?
When the contract expired?
Yes. In 2000, his contract with Warner Brothers expired and he said, I'm Prince again, fool. So that is.
I tell you, those record companies, man.
Yeah. And being that this video is about peas, that's why I chose Prince.
You're starting to do a little Bill Murray there with your sideways. Anyway, back to the point. Okay, so let's recap. Let's recap our piece. So we've done people, we've done paperwork, we've done possessions. All right. So now we're going to move into the last two,
Yep.
which we're going to walk you through. What were you going to say?
Oh, nothing.
Oh.
You're right on target there. So number 4 is
property condition.
Yeah.
So we are your favorite realtors, your favorite GenX realtors, your favorite GenX realtors in Charleston. Okay.
Yes.
So, and also in California, if you need a realtor there, but we are not your attorneys. But this is our lane. This is where we get the property ready to go.
Yep.
And we are talking about the condition of the property. We are not rehabbing, refabbing, getting on Chip and JoJo's channel.
No, the goal is it clean? Is it safe?
Yeah.
Is it sellable? That's it.
Yeah. And we are not redoing a bathroom. Now here's a side story. Here's a sweet story. So when it comes to like things that we have to do to get the house ready, we may or may not paint it. I had a house for sale that the mom had drawn the kids and grandkids on the wall. She was an artist. So she it was pretty. I wish I had a picture to show you. It was beautiful. And obviously nobody wanted to paint over grandma's stuff.
No, who's going to do it?
Yeah. Who wanted to be the one to be like, no. So we just left it. We left it in the pictures. We left it for the estate sale. We left it up for the buyers to see, like, this was the first time this home had been on market. Mom and dad had both passed at different times, and we let the buyers paint over it. Nobody had the emotional capacity to do that.
No.
So sometimes we paint, sometimes we don't. But that is just an idea of like, yes, we're going to keep the lights on. We're going to keep the water going. We're going to do what needs to be done to get the transaction closed for the new buyer. If that means pumping the septic, if that means, getting the pool fixed in the backyard, whatever the case. But we're not redoing a bathroom, and we're not.
Yeah. I mean, we're deep cleaning. We're refreshing the yard, maybe.
Yeah.
Any safety issues. If there's a weird smell in the house, we're gonna
smoke.
We're gonna deal with that.
Yeah.
And then, just light touch-ups.
Yeah. Sometimes we might have to pull up carpet if it smells like, 18 cats and 5 packs of cigarettes. Not cute.
No.
Yeah.
And we're not taking the house to LA to get a full cosmetic surgery revision.
Nip tuck, maybe?
No, it's just a shower and a clean shirt.
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
That's a lot cheaper than a nip tuck or a whole refab face.
Yes. And last but not least, number 5, there's 2 alternate Ps.
Okay, let's go.
It's 5 Ps, but this one you can plug in whichever one is your favorite.
Yeah.
It's either pricing or positioning.
Yeah. 6 Ps just didn't sound right.
No, it's weird.
It just didn't sound. We kept it at 5.
And that's where the emotion can hit the hardest, because there's a price that the family feels like the home should be worth because of all the history and the stories.
Facts.
And, grandpa built the porch or whatever the case may be. But then there's the market price based on the condition, the location, and, comps that we would be checking for you.
And there are many, many opportunities for us as the realtors to explain that this is a house that was owned by mom and dad that's now being sold in probate. Like, we're not hiding that. There's no reason for us to pretend it's something that it's not. But there are special buyers that love to buy homes that, were built in 1962, and they have the cool lounge area for whatever it is they did in 1962.
Well,
and
they
that
had
little,
the bars,
the sunken seating area and whatnot. I mean, there's a house for everybody, and there's a vibe and style for everybody.
Well,
so
sometimes if it's the original owner and it's in probate, people want it because they know they haven't monkeyed around with it. Like they haven't torn down walls. Maybe they didn't even have to paint, it's the same wallpaper from when they bought the house.
And now the wallpaper's back in style.
Yeah. Just shine it
Wipe
up.
it down. Yeah. So that's the cool thing about when you hire us is we have a very specific perspective, another P, that we can bring to the table. Again, if you are watching this in another state or listening to this in any state besides California and South Carolina, you can still reach out to us. We would still love to help you. And our number is 843-900-6869. How often do I do that?
We'll have an 800 number eventually.
Oh gosh, no.
Yeah.
The cool thing is, we're here for you. We have already walked through this with losing our parents. We both lost our dads. We've lost, I've helped people in California that have lost both parents. Nobody looks forward to this situation, but you do want somebody that isn't like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, and you don't want someone that's just like looking to make a buck, we understand the emotion behind it. We're here to hold your hand.
I got emotional in this podcast.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying to make it, we're trying to take the pressure off of you.
Yeah.
And you look back on it and go, wow, as emotional as that was, that part of it was easier.
Yeah. Straight facts, straight up. So listen, we are going to wrap this up. We thank you for being here on video and on audio. We are grateful that you have taken the time out of your day. Again, if we have any way to help you, feel free to reach out, and we will catch you next week. We're not talking about probate next week, but we'll find a topic. There's plenty of them.
Or if you have any suggestions for topics, shoot us a message.
Sure.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.